Welcome back, SMITE fans, here to the SWC in our Year 11 Content Creator Showmatch. It's a tradition that we've had here at the SMITE World Championship. Bring some of our big name content creators out here. Sometimes we do charity events. This year, we're going to be showing off the brand new Season 11 map. I'm J-Mac. I got Mifflin, Aggro, and Isaiah joining me here on the desk as we can kind of talk a little bit about what's going to be going on, some of the people who are going to be on these teams, and kind of what's to be expected for Year 11. I know that you guys have been putting a lot of work into Year 11. It feels like almost 6 months ago, you guys had already started work on the new year. So kind of talk to me about some of the thought process coming into this year, Aggro.
Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to refresh the Conquest map a little bit and bring some new mechanics. So things like the teleporter that can take you from one side of the map to the other. And the new comets, I think, are going to be really, really big. That's a really fun mechanic that we have been willing to drop everything that's happening in the match to go and compete over a comet. I'm going to be honest, it probably isn't worth doing that, but it is to me if I can get the scepter. If I didn't get the scepter, then we might as well have 6.
And as far as players that are going to be here, as I mentioned, as content creators, it's also members of our stream team. We can introduce our first couple of teams out here. We have the Order team, made up by Weekend, Rexy, Double J, Davian505, and J2 Rudo to round out the roster. And then for the Chaos team, we have Eleon, Sam the Dude, Bacon Crumbs, J2 Faye, and Lady Rebellium for the remainder of that roster. These guys are doing head-to-head. I believe it's going to be a blind pick best-of-1 matchup for this, Isaiah.
I know. We've got a stacked roster for both teams here. Some of the most well-known content creators, some of the faces that players see every day on the SMITE game channel. I'm super excited for them to get their first look at the Year 11 map, kind of play it live on stage, feel it out a little bit, and we'll see who comes out on top.
Now, Mifflin, for us, this is kind of our first look and maybe our first homework assignment, kind of looking into the new map. Have you gotten a chance to look over into the patch notes watching the update show?
Man, I have not. I've been in a makeup chair like every single time we've done anything with it, so I'm really excited to get eyes on it. I'm just here to do like ad-libs. I'm gonna like 21 Savage it.
Really? That doesn't surprise me.
Got a new album, right? Yeah.
Really? That's what you're,
Hold on,
right there?
We can't talk about album with these two guys around because you technically still owe an album, if I'm not mistaken.
That's actually a great point, J-Mac. I can't believe that you narked on him like that. That is crazy. That's your teammate that you just absolutely threw under the bus. But because it benefits me, I'm going to go with it. Yes, Mifflin, you do owe me a Christmas album still.
It's not even the season, guys. It's like January.
Better late than never, my guy.
I can get started for next year. But before we get to jump into our match, we do have F. standing on stage to get an interview with some of our content creators.
Oh, there it is. Welcome. We are ready for our show match. I am here with our captain of the squad, Lady Reb. How you doing today?
Great. I'm doing awesome.
I mean, clearly you are going to carry these guys, and I'm looking at them. They look pretty heavy. What's going to be the game plan for you jumping in here?
I'm just here to look pretty.
Well, I mean, I thought that was he already said. So that's the problem, though. That's exactly what he said to me as well. So, I mean, how are you going to handle that?
All I know is Weekend and Double J paid to be together, and that is punishable.
I mean, all right. We're already starting there. Also, I need to bring up that before he was wearing like a full sweatshirt, but he refused to be on camera without showing the biceps. So this is literally what we're doing here. Do not feed this man's ego. Come on now. Unfair, unfair. All right, all right. Pretend like I asked you a really deep question and give me a really deep answer.
Yeah, I think pineapple is 42.
You know what? I think so. I'm going to be with you over here. I'm going to agree. All right. I got one last question. Who answers it? You? All right. So, jumping into this one, you've got Leon over here, Lady Reb. Who is going to do the carrying on the squad?
Oh, it's going to be Elion. Come on.
Oh, come on. Why do we gas him up so much? I don't like. All right, fine. Give it up, give it up, give it up. And then on a real note here, you guys have tons of fans. Everybody has really, really loved how you guys represent the SMITE community. And what would you like to say to everybody out there as they scream their head off for you to feed?
Just kind of remember this moment, man. Just take it in and remember this. This is the good times.
I mean, that's the truth. Over here, we have the other squad led by Do I lead with the 667 joke? I guess we'll get there. All right. Down here. Big fans, big fans, big fans out there. All right, so let's start with that one then. What do you got to say to the fans at home, or I mean, hell, the fans right here?
Well, be prepared for a stomp, because
All right, from that direction, they're going to stomp you, or?
No, other way around.
Oh, okay.
Now, the main goal, I want to solo Sam. That's like priority number one. That's going to happen.
Is it going to happen?
Yeah. No, it will.
All right, well, we're going to deviate from our previously scheduled programming. Yo, Sam. Homie over there says he gonna solo you.
Who? Who said that?
Who said that?
Rexy? You mean the wannabe Sam?
Oh. What's your final statement to him all the way down there?
You know, I wish him the best of luck, because Lord knows he needs it.
Woo! Woo! All right. Man, usually they try and get us to get the players to smack talk, but this seems to be pretty easy out here. All right, man. Your turn. They're talking smack. Do you have anything to return to them, or are you going to be polite?
Andy better watch his doors. We're setting up a tent outside.
I mean, it's just a regular night for Andy streaming, right? We all just stream sniping him over the shoulder. Absolutely. Right here, my man. Yo, Jay, nice to meet you. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. All right, clearly, you got the power. What are you channeling today to bring the energy?
I'm challenging my villain origin story and, making sure that I'm going to continue the saga that I'm on, which is, becoming the best villain that I can be within the SMITE community.
So is this a filler episode, or is this your arc?
This is my arc. Lately it's been filler, but this is my main arc.
Do we end on a positive note or a negative note? Chat, do we go positive or negative? Negative? All right, what's up, Weekend?
I'm the negative note.
All right, right now, I want you to cheer if you like Weekend. All right. I want you to cheer if you hate Weekend. What do you have to say to all of your wonderful, wonderful haters?
I appreciate the support, and I'm just gonna channel it into Farming Andy. So good luck.
Tell them to sub.
They better be subbed. Come on.
And then real talk, tons of positivity here. We're all joking, and you have represented tons of positivity in the SMITE community, my man. The way you welcome everybody to the stream, the way you make everybody here feel welcome. I know how you want to start this one, so say it.
Aloha!
Now, to start this one off, we'll be fighting on the battlegrounds of the gods, but here, we're just friends. So lead us with some wise words of positivity as we play our first game of Season 11.
Good luck to everybody. Mahalo for us, for allowing us to be up here. This is an incredible thing, and we can't wait to show what we got. Against.
Oh, I pulled it away too fast. Against who?
The losers over there.
I got him. He's talking smack too. All right, friends, thank you so much for being with us. We have our first game of Season 11. This squad versus that squad. Give it up one more time, and let's jump into the battleground of the gods.
That's right, our players are going to get ready to jump into the first look at the Season 11 Conquest map and get a check at all of the new balance changes, all the new changes that have just come across on the map in general. Already kind of got a little sneak peek of what you were talking about earlier, the teleporter, the comet, a couple of new things. What are some of the bigger dynamic changes as far as itemization is kind of concerned? Are we getting a whole bunch of new items? Are we just getting a bunch of reworks of some of the old ones? What's kind of the idea that's going on here, Aggro?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that's coming at the item store right now. I mean, lifesteal being reworked is a really, really big deal. Now you're going to be lifestealing for more in God Combat, but less when you're out of God Combat. But lifesteal items gets a few more stats, some new lifesteal items like Crimson Claws and Rejuvenating Hearts rework. But I think that one of the biggest things when you're in Year 11 and playing Smite is going to be how different it feels to get your relics upgraded for free as you're playing the game and completing those quests. Getting those relic power spikes a little bit earlier has been really, really impactful in a lot of team fights. So I think that the relic changes, the new shards that are a little bit more passive, I think all of that is going to be really fun.
Yeah, I noticed that at least whenever I get to kind of jump up and look at things is that the recipes are gone, and instead it looks like you've now incorporated a lot of the recipes into some of the other itemization with the relics, with the shards, things like that. We're not cooking anymore. There are so many people who are forgetting to cook that now we're just going to give them the food for free.
The spirit of cooking, yeah, exactly.
We gave everyone DoorDash gift cards.
Exactly, yep. DoorDash, yep.
I could really use a DoorDash gift card.
No, not sponsored. Yeah,
Still not sponsored.
That's
Still not
the play.
sponsored.
But no, I think that the overall takeaway was that the idea of these recipes and completing these quests in order to get these rewards was really fun and something players really enjoyed. But like Isaiah said, it was a little bit, we needed to smooth it out a little bit, make it a little bit easier, and I think that we really found home for that.
hard
I mean,
to
it's taken up another item slot. It can be incorporated more smoothly.
Do you not remember how many SPL games we've watched where Pagon has walked out of base and it's like level 12 before somebody tells him he doesn't have a recipe and that he wasn't cooking?
Well, there you have it, Smite fans. It's the scrubs among us that took away all our recipes.
It is Pagon's fault 100%.
Entirely his.
That was scrub. He's in finals.
I know. He is in finals. Hopefully he remembers to cook in finals.
I said what I said, bro.
Pick up your bows.
Isaiah, what's your favorite part so far coming to Year 11 with all the new changes? What's the one thing that really stands out to you that's kind of your favorite one?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things is something that the community asked a lot about ever since we introduced these is glyphs. You're able to stack out your entire item build with glyphs now. If you want 6 glyphs, go for it. It's going to be super awesome. We've got a new glyph with Invenom Deathbringer, and an Executioner has a new glyph as well.
Yep, exactly. That Devoted Deathbringer and now Envenomed Executioner are going to be really, really cool. So crit builds, here's a little spoiler for you. They're pretty good. Like, you should probably be buying Devoted Deathbringer. It's really strong.
Yeah, I made the mistake of boxing an on her with lifesteal and crit as a Hunbat, and that was not a fun time for me.
No, they're pretty good at that these days, it turns out, yeah.
How do you guys already know so much about this stuff?
I've been working on it for months.
He's been working on it, and I had to stick around and playtest the end of Thursday to make sure that things were still running well for it.
Oh, okay, all right.
What were you doing, Miff?
What were you doing?
Thursday evening, what time was that?
That was probably about 6:15, 6:30 maybe.
I was about 6 or 15 drinks in at the bar, to be honest.
I like the
I was going to say, you can plead the fifth. Like, you don't have to self-incriminate, but you actually,
you just be like,
you were down.
You just let it fly.
I drank a fifth, and you know what I'm saying.
Hi, let's go.
We got the obligatory shout out to Happy Birthday Jithens, at least from the signs. We get into the chat all the time. I was surprised that we got to see a sign for it. What's been your favorite sign that you've seen so far this week in Mifflin?
Oh, man.
A lot.
That J2 face sign a little bit earlier, I think very funny, but I like the signs that really represent Twitch chat, and we've essentially got Twitch chat out in the crowd.
Yes.
I got some designers here. Revert Persephone sign, I think that may be my favorite.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know why they put me on this.
Why did they put you on this? This is insane.
That's a good sign right there.
What in the, like, my favorite sign, J-Mac, thank you for asking, was
what's your favorite?
was the really well-drawn Leviathan logo.
So
that was a good one.
The artist actually walked up to me after that game and asked me to sign it, and I was like, where in the world do I even put a signature on this to not ruin the artwork? So I found a spot all the way in the top corner, but I believe we are ready to jump into our game here for the Year 11 Creator Show match between our squads. Remember, Order Team is made up of Weekend, Rexy, Double J, Davian, J2, Rudo, and Chaos Side, Elion, Sam the Dude, Bacon Crumbs, J2 Faye, and Lady Rebellion. We jump right into Year 11 with our content creators facing off. I'm not surprised they put Weekend and Elion in the jungle against each other. You couldn't put them on the same team, so you got to put them against each other in roles.
Have to. I mean, those are two of the strongest players out there, just period. But particularly in this matchup, you gotta line them up against one another, and it's their natural roles. So.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the lineup here. We see some content creators on some signature picks here. Weekend pulling out the Mercury, Rexy on the Ool, Elion on the Ao Kwang. Going to be really exciting to see how things shake up.
I don't think that's fair. They shouldn't be allowed to play their signatures in a matchup like this. I mean, there is
so
a distinct drop-off. It's Weekend and Leon representing like all your Grandmasters players, and then it's like, hold on, give me a second.
I'm giving you.
You chose this line. Man. Like, you started this sentence.
It's got to be Fig Boarhead, right?
I don't understand how we've gotten here. I truly do not.
This might be the only time we actually get to see Athena this entire weekend.
I know, I noticed that.
Banned by every single team. Now Lady Rebellion gets to rock it.
They are sweating. Yeah. Well, she's just a person of the people, you know? Like, she knows that the people wanted to see Athena, so Lady Rebellion's pulling it out.
A lot of free Athena signs. I was surprised by that. We get boos when Athena gets banned. That's wild.
I know.
Now hold on, do we still have Totem on this map? That's the very important question. Is Totem still a thing for our crowd to cheer for?
Yes, we do.
We'll have to be looking out for Totem then, because that's like the #1 thing that fans want besides Athena.
That's right, but there's another camp now for the first 8 minutes on both of these side lanes. So you can see that little pink-purple circle right where Sam the Dude is right now. That's the teleporter, but that isn't active for the first 8 minutes. For the first 8 minutes, it's going to be a Naga camp that spawns there. So with that teleporter being there, we've moved the cooldown buff off to the right side in this new little alcove, and the shield alcove on the other side as well.
Well, it's kind of like a shout out to Season 0. I remember those side lanes, side jungles, pretty interesting.
We always hear the people miss the side jungle, for sure. That's a common request to bring it back.
Crazy, because anyone who is playing in Season 0 knows you really didn't walk over there unless a buff was there.
Right.
Big Boarhead in a bit of danger there in the mid lane. Should be fine. A nice little fear keeps them alive. And the crowd wants the totem, and Sam the Dude will grab the first totem of year 11.
The hero we need.
No doubt about it. No surprise. Sam the Dude, absolute beast over there on the Hercules. So I'm interested to see what type of prioritization these laners go for. Are they prioritizing these shield camps and cooldown buffs, you know, or trying to get that Naga on a quick respawn, because it is pretty easy to kill, but not nearly as much of a benefit whenever you do.
So I'm seeing that now because of these teleporters being where those camps at least. Seeing a little bit of extra kind of push to the side now. That's where we've kind of moved these initial camps over to.
Yes, exactly. We wanted these junglers to spend less time in mid and more time doing this.
Weekend going for the gank, but he's completely out of mana. Needs the help of J2 to try and get that kill, but a push under tower by Sam the Dude. Back under tower. A little bit of style for Sam the Dude. Doesn't net him a kill, but definitely puts Weekend and J2 on the back foot.
Sam the Dude was feeling himself.
Nice,
he was feeling
it's
himself this morning.
That was clean, and he gets the Comet as the reward. So you basic attack this down. It's got 10 health pips. And he's getting a little bit of golden experience for each of those little meteorites that he picks up. But whenever it breaks, whoever's standing there underneath the Comet at the time, and if there are two, you have to push each other out of there, a little bit of sumo wrestling action, you get the Interceptor.
Is there anything that influences where the Comets spawn? Is that a static location every time? Or
yeah,
is
it's random to start, and then it will not repeat lanes back to back. So it'll be, I believe it's 90 seconds after, or 30 seconds after it's been killed, then you will end up getting the next round of Comets, but they will not repeat the same lane back to back. So it won't be solo next time, but it can be duo or mid next.
I might be tripping, but I think I saw something like explode around that guy's tower. Is that
the totem, man? You didn't hear the cheer?
Wait, the totems do tower stuff?
No, it's like it does the effects to give you the idea that it's there.
Oh, Blink over the wall. Elion with the decoy.
First blood of year 11, baby. Elion.
And it wasn't against Wraithen.
Wasn't against Wraithen this time. Yeah, he was able to escape by not playing whatsoever. Yeah, that was his escape. You saw Weekend there, by the way, getting that Golden Blade effect already. It's because of his new Golden Shard. You can see right next to his Purification piece there. Don't have to press anything whenever you have Golden Shard. Any of these passive shards, you just get these effects. And it's a way that we've seen so much love for the recipe system and having these little bonus effects that help you clear, fight in the early stages of the game that eventually get outscaled by the second relic. Didn't want that to have a Golden Blade effect on a cooldown. It wouldn't feel good if you need it all the time, it's low, why do I have to press it all the time? Golden Shard has really been there to fix that, and it's been really helpful for a lot of those characters.
I think that's an elegant solution. The amount of times I've dropped kills just because I forget to press my shard is ludicrous. So anything that makes it easier, maybe I'm one of the scrubs.
There you go. There it is. So we had our Comet on the right side. Now we have it in mid, Fig Boarhead, which is a name that I cannot believe we allowed. It's going to trip me up for sure.
Believe it or not, there were names that were worse. That's why. That's a Fig Boarhead is solo double J. We had some name issues earlier, but Weekend's Boarhead was big enough for 2 people to play on it.
Okay, that's great.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Throwing him under the bus like that.
Yeah, that's what we've done so far. Oh, Lady Rebellion's coming in here.
Ultimate from the Athena, but it's a Sonic Boom from Weekend. Bacon will immediately jump onto the mounted archery, get himself out, but Lady Rebellion is surrounded by 3, caught by Weekend, thrown back. The dash keeps getting canceled out. There's no way for Rebellion to be able to get back. There's just too much CC on the side of the Order team, and they knock it down for their first kill.
Mifflin, what was your favorite part of that fight, would you say?
The Waterweek Wave.
Ah, yes. I love when Waterweek Wave gets used in the middle of a team fight. That's always really good stuff. Solid gank there coming from Weekend.
So you were saying it was, what was it, 8.5 or 8 minutes before those Naga camps eventually start turning into the teleporter?
Yeah.
What does it take for me to be able to access this teleporter? Where does it take me? What's kind of that process?
It's real simple. You stand on it, it channels for a short duration, and then you show up on the other side of the map. You do have a cooldown, can't do it all the time though.
Unfortunate for J2. Makes a nice play to jump over the damage from Leon, but unfortunately for him, doesn't have any way to escape the execute. So kill going to Leon, and maybe a solo kill in mid. J2 Faye uses the drums, avoids the Dragonflight, and is still chasing down Fig Boarhead, but just doesn't have the movement speed to catch them out. And now Rex is getting involved.
Oh, he hits the combo!
Not enough damage, though, and Elion might be there just to try and bail out the Raijin. Jay's going to stand his ground and make sure that Rexy falls away.
Ooh, close on that taunt. Elion's still chasing it, but weakens here. And I think that's going to send him packing. Unfortunately, Lady Rebellion is not going to get that same opportunity.
No ultimate available. A nice effort to save their teammate, but stepped a little too far forward, and now it's an even 2-2 on the kills. But if you look over at the top on the gold, at least it's 1,500 separating these two teams. Chaos team coming out on top in the gold department here, Midland.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eyes on Leon in particular. I mean, I've had opportunities to jungle against this guy a whole lot throughout the years, and it seems to me he hasn't changed. Oh, he won the most of the time, but he hasn't changed at all. That is a solo lane camper. He's got his little campfire set up. He's making s'mores, and honestly, maybe go somewhere else. 2-level lead as well.
Yeah, he is incapable of not owning. You know, like there's some people like Lermy who just can't turn it off. They gotta win no matter what, and you gotta respect it at some level. You know.
I actually watched Leon's stream. It's crazy. He does this to like subs. He does this to like his followers. If he's doing for fun games with his fans, like they must be masochists.
His hands rated E for everyone. Good.
Well, as we approach 7-minute mark, we might get to see a chance to see that teleporter come into play. And, well, Sam's going to give what the audience wants. Totem, I think that one actually goes over to J2 Rudo.
Yep.
Sneaking that one away from Sam to Dude. And I just want to see this first teleporter. Is there any kind of indication, like, is this just like hidden, all of a sudden they're in my lane, or is there any kind of like indication that this is going to be happening?
There's a pretty loud sound. They'll get pinged on the mini-map anytime they step on the teleporter, even if you're just walking over it. So you know it's coming, but sometimes if you're pushed too far up, it's pretty hard to get away anyways. So you can also make some really cool objective plays centered around it.
Rexy stands his ground against two. Sonic Boom on to just Lady Rebellion. Has that ultimate to try and escape if need be, but just getting tossed around like a ragdoll at this point. The crits are good. Another 3 surround cop. Lady Rebellion goes down, but these are the only kills that the Order team has been able to pick up so far.
And where's Elion going, Miff? Right back over here towards the solo lane.
I was going to say, there's a lot of action in solo, and I wanted to point it out. You know, Sam the Dude has been cooking. And you look at his first item after his starter, it's that Void Shield, and
that's a great call there,
Talk to me about Void Shield,
Void Shield's back?
Void Shield is indeed back, so it's one of those things that people in the community have really been asking for. Bring back this Void Shield, and we're really excited to be able to do it.
Going to be immuned out by Fig Boarhead, but when there's 3 under your tower and one of them is Elion, he's got to make sure he gets those kills. Double. Now for the jungler of the Chaos team, Weekend steps up and will spot out a lone Athena, 4 levels ahead at the moment, but only going to get some chip damage up against the God.
Yeah, so when you get Void Shield, it isn't the flat protection reduction, though. It is percentage, so sometimes you'll see...
How much?
You get 10%.
That's good. That's way better than it used to be.
It's very good. And warrior itemization is something that the community was very, very vocal about, the lack of good options for them. So now they'll be able to do it. And oh, great, perfect. Weekend was just able to drop the jungle shop, and you just saw him upgrade his short sword there into that tier 2. So
buy in the jungle now.
You can buy in the jungle. Those purple circles. You can see it on the mini map as well, that it does get marked, and on the other side, the red team will also have a jungle shop in that chest that is spawned in the same location, and it just alternates between that speed buff that you're used to and having that jungle shop available for you. It's very, very potent.
Rexy getting the 2v1 kill over on the left side of the map. We're now putting a 4th death on the hands of Lady Rebellion, and now we're getting to that point where the teleporter is spawning in. You can see Sam Dude kind of teasing the option to go for a teleport.
I like it. Well, Rexy's not really respecting it, and that's something that we do a lot is, step on, am I coming or am I not? No, I'm gonna step off and not really be there, and just try and keep that in the back of your lane opponent's minds. I feel like this could be a good teleport angle, though, for Sam to do.
Rexy had a moment in the playtest on Thursday where we had a 2v2 happening over in Soul Lane.
He's doing it.
Someone started up the teleporter and just walked through accidentally and popped up over into Duo, but Sam the Dude gonna take it intentionally. Weekend charging up Sonic Boom.
Well, he doesn't
Dude,
care.
with that scepter, he's just gonna walk right under the tower and keep up the pursuit. Bacon used the ultimate on top of 2. Leon goes in. Execute not gonna be available to him. Beads away by Rexy, able to jump out of there. Now Weekend coming back because Bacon is a bit too far forward. They got the entirety of the Chaos team on this side of the map. They're trying to go for a kill, but they just can't find anybody.
Really good frontlining here from that blue side, and J2 Ruto could potentially have stepped on the teleporter and gone over to try and make a play happen with that flank, but not a bad idea to stick around and hit those Bastions, as Bastions got a little bit of a buff this in Year 11's launch. Now going to be a little bit stronger for you to just sit there and take those away, kind of get that extra little bit of bonus. A little bit of tankier, now up to 1,000 health from 750, a little bit more protections for both of them, both physical and magical. But the gold reward has been increased from 75 to 100, so now you get a little bit more of an advantage.
And I'm sure you explained it already, but I'm dumb and I need multiple iterations of information.
Yes.
Is there an internal cooldown on that teleporter, or is it just
only for the player that used it? So if your lane opponent teleports, then you can step on the teleporter and use it right after them, but you can't teleport from solo to duo and then immediately teleport back to the duo lane, or to the solo lane from duo. I believe it's a 3-minute cooldown. Could be wrong on that, we could have changed that.
Now, is there any, we'll ask that in a moment. Bacon, ganked by Weekend and Rexy, getting to be taken down in the 2v1. But talking about teleporter, is this something that has to, you know, we saw that you had to sit there, it has to channel up. Are you able to back on top of this thing and just head back to base while it's going off? Or does this cancel all of your animations?
No, you'll be able to channel your back, but I think the timing will work out that you teleport over to the other side and then back to base, and now you've put the teleporter on cooldown for yourself.
I'll say what Agro's thinking. Why would you do that, J-Mac?
It would be funny, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little goofy.
Yeah,
still goofy.
Yeah, you can goof on them a little bit.
Why not? Like, why not try and go for it?
Yeah,
Look, you suspect someone's coming over to your lane. You said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and back here on the teleporter. Now all of a sudden you're in the dual lane. They're not over there. Just an idea.
Right, but when you back, that takes you to base and you're still not there.
Yeah, but in case somebody may try to sneak up on you in the jungle, while you were trying to back, teleporter takes you just a little bit faster than the back. I don't know. Just an idea, just
He's
a thought.
cooking, you know? He's cooking.
We are 12 minutes in, and we see the blue team rotating over to the stage.
Isaiah's like,
I'm glad that he is.
I know, right?
Like,
I'm trying to, show people what's going on because the Stygian Beacon has got some new stuff with it.
Thank you. Yes, it does. The Stygian Barrage. You just saw the towers take a little bit of damage on the red side because the blue team not only getting the beacon, but killing J2 Faye as well. And that will scale throughout the game. So it doesn't do it. The first beacon doesn't do a ton of damage, but I believe here, I should probably find it here just to be safe. Make sure I get you the correct numbers on exactly how much.
His document.
I sure did.
20-something pages.
It's going to be 500 damage to each tower, and it's going to be the most, the most available tower. So it's not going to deal 500 damage to tier 2 if the tier 1 is up, of course. But that's still a good amount of structure damage to spread out over the map, chunk it out a little bit. The first capture is 500, then 650, then every capture after that is 800 damage, and you'd be really surprised how quickly it adds up.
Does it hit Phoenixes as well if those are the last exposed?
It will, yes, it will. It won't kill Phoenixes, though. It can kill towers, won't kill a Phoenix.
Weekend throws Lady Rebellion under the tower, taunted back by Rebellion, and Bacon takes down Weekend. Now Rebel trying to find her way out of this team fight. Davian has closed off the path, but Lady Rebellion will make it out. Rexy hit by the boulder from Sam to Dude, a kill for the solo laner. Now Davian all by himself under the tier 1 tower. Elion, Sam the Dude gonna pincer, body block him under that tier 1, but Sam's taking a bit too much damage. Rebel has come back. The taunt onto Davian is good, but he's still got the watery grave. Will get him out of danger.
Davion with the casual 1v4 under the tower right in time for Morgan Le Fay.
Big Boarhead here. Lots of damage.
Easy double for the boy.
Sam the Dude on the run, low health, low mana, big fear. Dragonflight misses though, has to use the Aegis to back away. Davian now gonna try and bail out his mid laner, but Elion, he's got the execute, doesn't even need it. Rampage for the jungler, and Davian now left by himself. Execute saved for the tank, and Elion picks up the double.
Right on time, man. What a team fight that was though, huh? I mean, playing underneath that tower, Davion lived forever with this Kuzenbo, but eventually gets whittled down by this really, really fed Alquang. 6-0, by the way, for Elion.
Now, going back to the beacon, you mentioned how it's now doing damage to towers. Is that giving any kind of additional buffs? You know, before you got the extra power, the extra damage to structures, and then at 3 caps, you got the Titan push out. Do we still have those Titans? Do we still have those, those passive stats with it?
No, we're really trying to focus on, the Titans getting unleashed was a game-ending mechanic potentially that you had to really respect, and this is just kind of a different flavor of that. So the Stygian Barrage is the benefit that you're getting from capturing that beacon. I think you still get golden experience as well. Those are things that we've experimented with a lot, so I could definitely be wrong on exactly what reward you get in terms of that, but overall, the main focus is definitely that Stygian Barrage and knocking down these towers, because like I said, you think 500, 650, that really lowers those towers pretty low pretty quickly, and all of a sudden you go to end the game and we've killed all of their tier 1s, even though we didn't actually have to hit them a whole lot because we just got enough Stygian beacons on our side.
Or even incentivizes different plays around maybe Phoenix Siege. Maybe you hold off on capping a beacon a little bit after the Fire Giant, or restrict yourself to capping until those tier 2s are gone. It really makes it a little bit easier to break into the base.
Yeah, I believe we experimented with a lot of different Phoenix rules on what damage it would leave the Phoenix at. There is no world where Sam the Dude gets this, right? I mean, he's gonna be pretty low.
Oh, Eagles rally by J2 stuns him out. He's gonna try and take down the tier 1 tower. Big
He got
goes
it.
through, but a slam from J2 Rudo shuts down Sam the Dude. Another kill for the Order side team. And we're still at a relatively close game here. 16 minutes in, only 2K down for Order team. They're going to keep with their onslaught, catches out Lady Rebellion into the jungle, channels up that Defender of Olympus, but it's just too long of a channel. Rexy jumps in and cleans up the kill.
This is feeling targeted.
I know, it's kind of bullying almost at this point, isn't it? I mean, you're surely not even getting that much gold for killing her at this point. 0-6.
It's just about no gold, I'd say. It's to send a message.
You know a little something. That's how you played, It was more about the message than...
What are they trying to send? Like, don't play Athena in our games? Like, what's the message they're sending to Lady Rebellion?
Stay in the base, hang out there for a little bit.
I mean, as a support, like, sometimes that is kind of what I want, right? I want you to just, like, not split my farm. So at the end of the day, like, maybe they're cooking.
Supports need farm, too. Like, it's beneficial to split farm. Do you want somebody to frontline and tank Phoenixes for you when you siege?
You sound so silly right now.
Why didn't I get inbound up here with me? I gotta have a fellow support main helping me out here.
Why didn't we get inbound up here? That's the question I think everyone in the entire crowd has been asking.
Well, who would you replace?
You. No, dude. You. What do you mean? It's not Isaiah or J-Mac, that's for sure. That only leaves one.
So, Pyromancer now goes down, along with Goldfear that we saw on the other side. Goldfear, I assume no real changes to this objective. Any adjustments to the Runic Bomb that's now on, or was it still the same old Runic Bomb from last season?
No, same Runic Bomb. We've really liked the amount of different uses that players have found with the Runic Bomb. I think that we've seen it a lot this weekend in the World Championship, that playing around stacking bombs, being able to confirm fire, or open up a split push, knock down these towers. I think that something we have definitely noticed is that towers in year 11 do not stand as long as they have stood in previous years between the Stygian Barrage and the Runic Bomb, and I think it adds a new element to the pace of the game that we're excited to see what players do with.
Now I'm seeing a completely unfamiliar item in that third slot for J2 Rudo. Is this new lifesteal item that you guys were talking about hinting on Twitter?
Interesting, a Crimson Claws here for J2 Rudo. I've never seen it on a Bologna, and I think it actually could be pretty decent because it gives you a shield based on your max HP. So this is that kind of the opposite of Bloodforge. Bloodforge gives you a shield when you get a kill. This Crimson Claws will let you get a shield if you're lifestealing at full HP, kind of give you a shield to prep yourself into the fight, and it gives some really good stats: power, attack speed, and physical lifesteal.
Gang over towards middle lane. Lady Rebellion crashes in to bail at the team, but weakened under the tier 1 tower. Takes down J2 Faye. Comet lands in the middle of the team fight. Naxi throws Fig Boarhead for a loop, and now it's Elion surging forward. Unstoppable, a 7-kill streak for the jungler of the Chaos team. Davian taking up as much as he can, trying to help out the team. J2 Rudo taunted back, and an execute there for Elion. Double kill for the jungler of the Chaos team, and they might not stop here at Dive In. On top of Weaken in the jungle, Elion is just winning this fight in the matchup between them. Rebel's gonna try and go in and get the top, but doesn't have the distance to do so.
Really close. What a fight here from the red side, huh? This front line, I mean, Lady Rebellion might be 0-6, but was still putting in a ton of work on that front line.
Sam is just so tanky. He just running it down, just not worrying about anything in the world, just putting that pressure on the backline. It's been insane.
Same with J2 Rudo, man. I mean, that attack speed, we saw it there between the Shogun's Kasari, which now has attack speed on base for the user as well instead of cooldown reduction. So getting a lot of attack speed here on this Bellona. You add that into the Berserker Shield and the Crimson Claws attack speed. J2 Rudo is kind of swinging, even though that laning phase was a little bit rough. Now even with Sam to do.
How much attack speed is on Shoguns, and is the passive been adjusted for it, or is it just way faster now?
Way faster. You get to really. It's not a ton. You know, it's only 10%. That's one of our lower ones for tier 3s. But remember, they're also getting that 30%. So
it's got like Odibo.
It's 40. Yeah, it's 40% attack speed for that user. That's it's a lot.
Is that now tied for highest attack speed that any one item provides to a character?
Odibo's probably. I think Odibo's right there, isn't it? I think they're also 40%
as well.
40%.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it's tied with Odysseus Bow.
So for the two teams, still a 3K deficit for the Order side team, even despite some of the big kills they've been able to get. It's just so hard for them to shut down Leon right now on this Ao Kuang, holding off those executes, taking out those tankier targets on the side of the Order team. But grouping around the Oni Fury now are both squads. Vision afforded to the blue side team. And for the Oni Fury, assuming still no major changes come this one, still giving that enhanced wave?
Exactly, yep. Still the same enhanced wave that that really opens up those split push possibilities.
Fury pulled, reset now. Order side team doing a great job of distracting. Weekend runs into Leon, charging up that Sonic Boom. Can find a couple of targets with this one, but it's mostly just to bail himself out for an escape. J2 Faye taunting back Davian, but this Kuzumbo is so tanky. Even in the middle of 5, he's not going down. J2 Rudo there to bail out, and a nice axe toss by Rexy makes sure that the support can get out of the danger.
Davion is going off right now, but Lady Rebellion finds him again.
On some back, Watery Grave, Triple Eagles rally by J2 Rudo. Bacon doesn't get enough damage. J2's turning this fight around, but Sam the Dude finds a massive push. Elion is right back in the fight, and a boulder to put them in execute threshold. Doesn't matter. Elion's got the damage in hand, and they teleported the fight over to the right side. It doesn't matter what end of the map you're on. Fig Boarhead's gonna get that kill, and Elion with an execute.
Dude, what a play there from Bacon Crumbs. He knows he's dead. He knows that this Morgan Le Fay is going to be able to put out a lot more damage than him, so he stands on the teleporter and brings him to the wrong side of the map, so now he can't affect the rest of the fight. Giga Brain.
Free farm on the right-hand side, so that's a little bit of a consolation prize.
Yeah, but at least he's not farming my teammates, you know what I mean? Like, that was going to be a rough fight for the red team to win if Fig Boarhead was able to stick around and play. But man, that was a smart play there by Bacon Crumbs.
Yeah, that's interesting. And if one team starts to channel the teleport, does it also just get the same channel, or
it'll take everyone whenever the channel is complete? Anyone who's on the circle goes with you. So it's like a horizontal. That's the way to think about it. So you can step on it, and then the last second step off. If they're still on it, it'll complete the channel and send them away. You can push people off. You can push people onto it to go with you. We've done a lot of nonsense with it. It's been a lot of fun.
How long does it stay active after it's been activated entirely? Is there like is like 5 seconds, 10 seconds? Is it as soon as the person's teleported, it's done? What's kind of the internal cooldown with that?
It stops the full channel as soon as you step off, I believe. I don't think it rolls back the timer. I think it's a 3-second channel, I want to say. So not a ton of time, but you can step off, step on, step off, step on, and it'll start the channel from 0 every single time. I think we, again, iterated a lot. It's a lot to keep track of. I apologize if I'm wrong.
Towards the Pyromancer for Chaos Team. I guess the question I was kind of going for is, if somebody else activates it and they teleport away, do I have time to jump in the teleporter after they've been sent off, or will it kind of still go back to that channel state where you have to
It'll go back
off?
to 0. So I did get the official numbers here on some of the things. It's 4.5 second channel. So 4.5 seconds is what it takes. If someone hops on the teleporter, teleports away, I step on it right after them, I have to channel for 4.5 seconds in order to get there.
You know, Agar, you used to team with Andy, Leon.
Yeah.
Do you think he's yelling at these guys on stage, like directing the troops, or is this just,
yes.
he just is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
We did get a little hover there of one of our new relics in the game, Divine Barrier pulled up. Tell me a little bit about this one. This one, just at immediate glance, feels like this is like Thought's Berry that he throws up, a defensive style instead.
Exactly. So you can put it up over objectives, you know, in front of your tower, in front of the fire giant, anything like that, and it will make any ranged basic attacks that pass through it deal 30% less damage, and anyone who walks through it will get slowed for a little bit as well. Great for cutting off choke points. I'd love to see Sam the Dude just kind of drop it on one of these fire entrances because it takes up the whole area.
Fire Giant is melting to the Chaos team. It's up to the Order team to try and stop this one, but Thick Boarhead walks in a 5 and loses his life nearly. Needs a little more damage from the Chaos team, and they do just that. A pick up by Sam, pushes one away, but Weekend Sonic Boom to the back. He's already got an immediate double kill. Lady Rebellion thrown against the wall. It's a triple kill for Weekend. Elion is still the big one that they gotta try and take down. Rexy gets the axe toss onto Elion. Weekend wants the kill. He's fishing for that quadra. He's fishing for more, but Sam the Dude pushes 3 against the wall. Bails out Elion for a moment. It's Rexy, though, with the shutdown kill.
I'm pretty sure Weekend made that play using the teleporter, because he was just on the left side of the map, and then he ulted in with Sonic Boom from the right side. So I think that he showed on the left, pretended to be split pushing. The red team says, hey, Weekend's not here, let's make a play around Fire Giant. And then Weekend just backtracks to the teleporter, shows up to the fight, and completely wipes it.
Talk to me about this new Fire Giant as well. I'm seeing some new mechanics here.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got that totem right there, right behind Rexy, and if Davion can pull the fire attacks onto the totem, it will kill it for him. Kind of that raid boss mechanic. That'll make the Fire Giant take more damage from all sources.
Fire Giant's not going so freely to the Order team. Weekend's now the one tanking this one up. There's a lot of steal potential for Chaos side, and there's a laser beam tracking down. Not going to be enough to go for a kill. The Fire Giant goes to the Order team. When did the Fire Giant get a laser?
This year. New Firefall, and it's lucky that it died when it did, because it's a new mechanic the Fire Giant has. Actually, the Fire Giant heals for the damage that Firefall attack.
100% healing on the damage there.
It's a little bit of regen for it. You don't want to be getting too many people hit by Firefall for sure. So it'll just follow that target for the next 3 seconds, and then at the end of the 3 seconds, it knocks up anyone in that area. So you have to really be careful about standing near your teammates. You know, making sure that if you're doing the Fire Giant, we've got to kill it before this Firefall happens, or be ready to deal with it. But you can also take yourself into the enemies and get them knocked up by it, or take it onto that effigy, let it kill the effigy for you. So there's some cool uses for Firefall for sure.
Talk to me about the tracing a little bit. If I'm just full stop running, is it going to be able to hit me regardless, or?
I think the damage will hit you, but the knockup will not. I think the knockup has a little bit of a deploy time, but again, lots of tinkering, may have made some changes. Yeah, exactly. Hard for me to say 100% certainty.
Any new changes? Primal Fury, still same old, give you that extra damage, take a little bit less?
Yep, exactly. Primal Fury, still the same.
Right, so it seems that, well, really only Fire Giant's kind of gotten any real adjustments as far as the primary standing neutral objectives go, as far as Season 11 is concerned. Leon going for a bit of split push on the right side. We'll get that tier 2 tower. Will anybody go back to stop him? It seems
Phoenix.
The entire Order team is just going to be going for this left Phoenix instead. J2 going to take this one up. Jumps to the back line to J2 Faye instead. And now it's going to be Bacon Combs being pushed out. Sandadude doing his best to provide a bit of a barrier for the team. In fact, throws out the Divine Barrier just to try and block some of those in-hands going out. Sandadude is just winning this one and blocks the dash from Weekend. It's a kill for the Chaos team solo laner, and what started out as a great potential push has now gone completely sideways. The Chaos team has picked up 2 kills.
That Divine Barrier put in work there, man. I'll tell you what, that Phoenix standing only because Rexy's basic attacks were passing through the Divine Barrier, doing significantly less damage to the Phoenix.
But how long does that sit there? Because it's still there. I thought this was like 3-4 seconds it's up there, but I still see it standing at the end of that team
30
fight.
30 seconds,
30.
goodness. It's 30% slow on top of it. Is there any way to remove it from that, or is it's just there?
It's there. You got to walk around it, jump over it. Those are your options.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My man Davion has been running for his life for the past 30 seconds. Finally ends up getting killed in the duo lane, but he's a super tanky Kuzenbo. Took a little bit, but the Chaos team finally took him down.
So now the Chaos team can have their opportunity to push. They already got right side tier 2 by the efforts of Elion. Rexy will grab a Pyromancer. Rexy got to pick that. Oh, I guess he doesn't have a spot in inventory, but just put a ward down. You've got ability to do so, but it'll just leave a Runic Bomb on the ground.
Yeah, who needs it? Someone else can pick it up in a little bit. I like wards more anyway. Runic Bomb's only worth 30 gold.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, but a Runic Bomb can also, you know, like...
Speaking of wards, by the way, sorry to, we were just going to move on from Mifflin's point. There are a couple new wards that I'm surprised we haven't seen any of these players go with yet. It's Proximity Ward and Raven Ward. Proximity Ward, both of these are 75 gold. You could only hold one. And we see one for Davion, actually. He just picked up that Proximity Ward. It's that green icon next to his Chalice of the Oracle. Then this is a longer duration ward that sees less. It's a smaller radius, but if anyone walks into the area, it will trigger. They'll have a small window to try and basic attack it down, but it's pretty hard to do unless you're ready for it. and then it will explode and slow enemies in the area and reveal them for 10 seconds. They aren't slowed for 10 seconds, it's a slower duration slow, but then you're revealed for a longer period of time. So you can set it in really cool choke points and try and get some extra information.
How long, or how many rather, can you carry? Is it just one, like a sentry? Okay.
Yep, just one, and Elion has a Raven Ward as well.
And the Raven Ward, that's the one that you send out and it just keeps shooting straight down. Does it have infinite range?
Not quite, it's mostly global though.
Okay, well, team fight breaks out. Sandadude pushes back one, but man, Bacon Crumbs is just getting poked out so heavily. Weakened Sonic Boom finds J2 Faye and the first kill of the team fight with at least one player so low on the side of the Chaos team. They've got to back out entirely from this fight. Sandadude falling low. David trying to get in there to find that push, but just can't get the window to do so. Instead, it's focused towards Tier 2 tower, except for Rexy. He looks like he wants a bit more aggression, jumps forward to get some more space for his team.
Man, Weekend is hitting so hard right now thanks to that devoted Deathbringer. He's got a little bit of, he's got over 100% crit chance between all these different crit items, and so he's getting 10 physical power for each 5% he's over that cap. It is a lot of damage that he is getting from this right now, and you hit incredibly hard, but it is a very expensive build, but when you get there, you feel the payoff for sure.
Just build every single crit item, and it's not a horrible idea anymore?
That's correct, yep. You can just slam them just like Silver Branch allows you to slam every single attack speed item and makes that build kind of work together. Devoted Deathbringer does the same thing.
Fortunate for Fig Boarhead, caught out. J2 Rudo gonna try and bail him out. Aegis is only gonna buy an extra moment, and Elion taken down as well. 1-for-1 trade so far in the fight in the jungle. Sandadude tossed out the boulder just to get some damage on the tanks, but Rexy gets a nice stun on Lady Rebellion, but great ultimate by J2 Faye. Fears them away, but that's not gonna stop Weekend. He dashes in, gets the double kill. Bacon Crumbs low, and still the chase is on. The Nene Kappa now slows him down, chasing him out, has to jump on to the mounted archery. Rexy fishing for this kill. He wants it under the Tier 1 tower. Taking it up, misses the toss, but gets in after. But so much damage coming from J2 Faye. Gets the 1v2 kill if he can find the damage, but the Aegis is going to be good.
No.
The barrier thrown out. J2 Faye gets the alternate timeline. Rexy, both of them still alive, but Rexy going to try and go for the damage to the tower, and J2 Faye goes back in for the kill.
Man, finally Weekend's able to take him down and now gets pushed underneath the Phoenix. And the dude, I don't know if he's going to have enough.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he got the Bluestone. The Bluestone gets the kill for Sandadude. Double kill for the solo laner. He's been putting in work on this Hercules.
Crazy, crazy team fight. I mean, what a great job there by J2 Faye to turn it around, because it looked like it was doomed for the red side.
Sandadude still chasing this kill out. Watery Grave used by Davion to escape. Even the shell just to buy him some extra health. Dragonflight used for Peel. Sandadude finally realizing that he's a bit too far forward. Keep going for this push, but now we move over to the Fire Giant for the Chaos side team. The only one in the area is going to be Fig Boarhead on the Morgan Le Fay. Ultimate available, so some steal potential. But this Fire Giant's not going down very quickly.
No, it's EFG, so strong, very difficult to do. If they get this effigy killed off, then it should be a little bit easier, but also might make it easier to steal, because it's 15% extra damage from all sources, not just yours.
Yeah, Bacon Crumbs isn't here to kind of shred that thing, shred it down. J2 Rudo comes and teleports in and hits an ult to try and slow him down.
Beam firing through, a massive knockup from the Fire Giant. Might just turn this entire fight back around. Elion takes down Fig Boarhead and gets the execute. On top of that, J2 Rudo down. That's a 2-for-1 trade. Runic Bombs thrown onto the ground. Chaos team will get the Fire Giant.
So close, but Rexy looking for a little bit more. Jay gonna try and dissuade that with the ultimate. It seems like he does so successfully, man. I mean, I thought that Davion was going to be able to make a little bit more space, but such a good job by the red team to try and spread out, not get debuffed by what Davion's picked up in that last spot. The Void Domaru, the new Void Stone. You know, we have 4 stones, couldn't make another stone. Void Domaru, that's what it's called.
What is that? Just like, what is a Domaru?
It's a piece of armor. It's
cool.
It's a chest plate. Yeah, it's a Japanese chest plate. So this is Void Stone, just as you knew and loved it. You get it's also in the art there that it's kind of locked into the chest piece, which is really, really cool. And just like Void Shield, 10% of physical protections are reduced by for your enemies in that aura. It's the exact same thing for Void Domaru here, just 10% of their magical protections. Really good pickup for the Kuzenbo.
Could you stack both of those effects on one god, just reduce all sorts of defenses both ways?
Yep, it's not like it used to be. Those used to have power on them, so you couldn't build both, but because now they're protection and health items with the more aggressive passive, as we've been trying to lean into with these hybrid items, someone can get both Void Dumaru and Void Shield.
Season 11 about to be the year of Ares. All these
Yes,
aura
sir.
items, that's going to be a very strong.
Very good for him, for sure.
See a siege on the tier 2 tower by Chaos Team. That one's going to go relatively freely, but I do notice that these divine barriers are starting to be upgraded. What's the benefit of the barrier from going up each tier?
So now when you have tier 3 of Divine Barrier, your ranged basic attacks that pass through it deal 10% more damage. So you can put it in front of an enemy Phoenix or another type of objective and increase your allied basic attacks by 10%. So that'll be really, really good here for Bacon Crumbs. Love it with the Hachiman as well, because those long-range autos are already so potent. Now they're going to be even better.
Bacon Crumbs taking a ton of damage from Rexy and Davion, throwing out that Nene Kappa and just the range poke that Rexy has. Difficult on the siege for the Chaos Team. They do still have that enhanced fire giant, so it's a little bit easier, but they're waiting for either Lady Rebellion, for Sam Dude, one of them, to walk in, start up the tank, start up the siege. It will be Lady Rebellion, goes in for the taunt, only taunts Davion this time, and J2Fei gonna use the drums to try and pull him back, but he is so tanky on this Kuzin, but when J2 Rudo goes in with a massive Eagles rally, not gonna get the follow-up that needs just yet, and Sam the Dude with a nice pickup and a push. Meanwhile, look at the junglers in the battle. Elion solos out Weekend on the left side jungle, and now the siege of the Chaos Team has an opportunity to continue. Sam the Dude falling low, one more hit, not enough, and the Bluestone doesn't get it because Sam the Dude gets the heal back.
Unbelievably close, though, man. Where did Weekend go? You know, that's what I'm saying. I thought he was going to win that 1v1 for sure with that Devoted Deathbringer, but Protector of the Jungle ends up paying off big there, I think, for Elion. Didn't get one tap.
That's a late game Alquang, just doing late game Alquang thing. The damage from Elion was insane.
Dude, Sam is crazy on the Hercules. We're not allowed to let this guy blind pick anymore because he is just popping off on this god. Well, Fig Boarhead, though, able to get one kill on the left side. Rexy gets Elion and making a double for the Hunter for the Order team. Sam the Dude, now the last one alive for Chaos, has to turn his tail and run back to the base. But now that beacon is back open, an opportunity for the Order team to maybe try and sneak some big damage back in.
Yeah, I don't put that mid Phoenix to one shot if I mean, it already kind of is. I like this idea. Run it down mid, get this mid Phoenix first, and then you can go back, get the Stygian Barrage going, and it'll take down that right tier 2 100% from this HP.
Push forward for Order side team. Sam the Dude on defense. Phoenix not taking a whole lot of damage. Rexy more focused on trying to get damage onto Sam the Dude. J2 Rudo jumps over the push, but still the Phoenix will fall. Sam the Dude runs back to his base. Mid Phoenix down for the Order team. Now they can march back and try and pick up that beacon if they so choose.
Rexy might be getting this left Phoenix on his own, though.
Yeah, he's hungry. You know, he's wanting that solo. It was him and Sam the Dude. He was looking for it, but
True.
J2Fei respawns, and he's going to do the rainbow back.
Yeah, disciplined play. Lame.
Lame?
Lame.
No, I agree. I agree.
Now you're on the world stage. Go for the
play
flashy
for the montage. Play for the montage.
That's right. Oh, good call here by Doug, putting out Entangling Wings. This is the pickup for J2 Ruto, really leaning into that attack speed, has the chins, and now Entangling Wings, that Sprout that everyone loves, but also will give you attack speed whenever you activate it. So no more Frenzy. Instead, it's kind of been rolled in to these Heavenly Wings.
Wow, that is a very strong pickup then. I'm so surprised to see so many stats. There are ways to just get attack speed almost as, what's the word? When you're not intentionally doing it, it just kind of happens.
Unintentionally.
Coincidentally.
Coincidental attack speed all the way across the board. 40% from Shoguns, Entangling Wings, was it 20% there too?
25, I believe. Whew. He's going to be swanging for sure.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see J2 Rudo just sell something for a silver wrench, how much attack speed he's built up for himself.
He's probably gotten over it there. And another good example of a combined tier 3 relic, because now you only have that one option since it's going to be happening automatically. You aren't going to be able to make a choice if it's upgrading when you're outside of the base. Now that Scorching Blink, if you're being affected by the flames, has that same idea as the Enfeebling Blink that used to be there.
Fire Giant being melted by the Order team. Now I'm going to give Chaos a chance to get in there and take this one away. Leon finds J2 Rudo into the jungle. Not doing a lot of damage. Sonic Boom in by Weekend, but it just misses. And now he runs into the Raijin. It's a lot of damage from J2Fei. Now Leon takes him down. J2Fei able to escape from the team fight. It's only Weekend down so far, but Sam the Dude's not going to let it be just one. Fig Boarhead able to get the pushback, but it's another pickup by Sam the Dude. A double kill for Leon, and he's hunting for more. Fig Borehead on the run. Lady Rebellion goes in, doesn't have the taunt available just yet, but once it is there, it is going to be certain doom for Fig Borehead. Triple kill for Leon.
My man's about to drop a 20 bomb out here. He's at 19. What is that? How is that allowed?
We need to get some skill-based matchmaking is all I'm saying.
I mean, this game was all in favor of Order Team for pretty much the entirety as far as lead is concerned, but now it's flipping its way back to the Chaos side team. They might actually just be going for the end game. 5 versus 2. Lady Rebellion is low to try and tank this one up, so instead it'll be Sam to Dude. It's unfortunate for the tanks. They're doing everything they can to try and get these kills. Maybe one on a JT Fane. No, he's got alternate timeline to bring him back from the grave. JT Rudo's done everything that he can to save this base, but he and David are not enough. Chaos team takes the win.
Now, there is something to be said about how they kept El Leon at 19 kills. They didn't let him get to 20, and that is a moral victory, to be sure. You didn't want to have that happen.
Now, I think some of my favorite changes, just looking at Season 11 here, that teleporter, some of the plays we saw around that, super interesting. I think we didn't really get to fully explore the nuances of Fire Giant. A lot of interesting play there. 15%, you're saying, if you take out that,
I believe so. Yeah, the effigy. The effigy, yeah, the effigy of the Fire Giant.
Effigy.
Yes.
Right, and who named that?
We did.
Yeah, but like you were a caster, so you know I'm gonna have to say FG effigy at some point.
Well, no, you can just go with the effigy. Like,
oh, there's only the one.
And if it's an enhanced Fire Giant, it's the EFG effigy. So it's just effigy effigy.
E-effigy.
Oh, J-Mac is cooking.
It's already there. Like, you know, it's like effigy, but it's
we got to get a jump start on this. We're gonna have to be talking about this pretty soon.
I hate it. Maybe it's something really cool. No, I do think that it's something that it's a mechanic that takes a little bit to get used to, and you know, especially tanking Fire Giant has been the same for so long. You know, you walk around, you avoid the pools, you avoid the knock-up, all that kind of stuff. It's been really fun as a tank player to get in there and go, okay, I'm gonna move this attack right into the effigy just to make sure that it will deal our damage for us, so that we can then get the buff and burn the objective, bring that type of raid boss feeling back to the Fire Giant.
I think my most excited part is going to be keeping eyes on this teleporter. I mean, we just saw at least one instance already of it pulling team fight, you know, from one side of the map over to the other. I'm excited to see how this kind of affects itself once we start getting some of our big competitive matches.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really big. I mean, you win a team fight and over in duo late game sometimes. You can't really get back to the Fire Giant in time. Now you can, using the teleporter. You can bring your whole team. You can fake a rotation. You can do what Weekend did and get a split push angle working for yourself. I think that there's a lot that you can do with the teleporter. It just takes a little bit of time to open your mind to the potential possibilities.
Coming into this game, at least starting this round out, the idea of the Order team was fully out the support. We don't like Athena. Athena's too good. Focus a lot as much as they can on Lady Rebellion, but didn't matter once we got to late game. Lady Rebellion comes up with some clutch taunts this entire game to not only save teammates, but be able to pull some of these opponents back in and allow for the team to capitalize on there. So congratulations to our Chaos team. They are winners of our first show match here in year 11.
Super exciting. Really good match for both sides on the content creator show match this year. And I'm super excited for the entire community to get their hands on year 11. We're shooting for PTS to be live tomorrow for everyone. That's some news there for you, so just keep an eye on that. You'll be able to get your chance to play Year 11 if you're hanging out at home, not with us here in Esports Stadium Arlington. And we're looking forward to hearing all the feedback that comes in, because we've got tons of pages. Hey, Agro, how many pages is that patch?
I believe it is 21 is our total page count here.
21 pages.
No, excuse me, 27.
27.
Yeah, 27. I think it was 21 before we added our dev notes.
Now, is that like 27 like an MLA format, like Times New Roman 12-point
Here
double
you go,
space?
Professor J-Mac.
Yeah,
is this,
that looks pretty MLA.
I don't see any cited sources, man.
Yeah, that's page 28. You know, we don't need to give that right away, but you know, it's been peer reviewed. Let's put it that way.
Man, what a long patch that we're going to have to read through today, that the fans are going to have to look back and kind of go, I think, you know, we can also look forward to maybe Blues Ultra giving us, you know, a nice little
infographic
condensed recap
insane.
in that infographic. I mean, he always does insane work. But these new patches, I don't know how he does it.
My sincere apologies, Blues Ultra, for making you have to do
Yeah,
all
it's
that.
his fault.
I do apologize, truly, and we appreciate the work you do.
Absolutely.
Is there anything, at least in this one, Mythological stood out to you that you're kind of excited for now with year 11?
Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, I'm really excited for the teleporter. The meteor as well, I thought was a really interesting mechanic. I'm a massive fan of just having something else near me doing damage that I don't have have to aim.
It's the best. It's so much fun, and you know, you're about to back to base, and then you see the meteor coming, and you're like,
I'm staying out.
I gotta stay. Like, I'm not giving a meteor for free.
Jungle Shop too. I mean, that's really fun.
It's really, really potent, and we didn't get to see the new wards really play a big factor because, again, I think that the big thing with year 11 is all these things that we were able to do. They don't seem like they are the craziest thing right off the rip. You know, we wanted to keep things feeling understandable as much as we could, you know, especially coming off of a year with 5 different seasons with a lot of different gameplay changes. We wanted to try and keep things more in line, kind of in SMITE, but I think that a lot of things that were added are really deep additions. You know, the amount of strategy changes that you can do with something like a teleporter aren't immediately obvious until you get 10, 15, 20 games on the map, and then you start thinking about how to do that. You know, where am I placing proximity wards? How am I using Raven wards to open up lanes of invades or
put the proximity ward on the teleporter? They just come into it. I mean, that's pretty interesting.
They show up slowed, exactly. Like that, things like that can really add a lot of depth to the game that we're really excited to see what the players are able to do with it when they get their hands on it.
Yeah, I'm excited for what year 11 has in store. We still have a lot more stuff going on today as well. Not only do we have our grand finals coming up in a bit, we've also got the SMITE 2, I believe it's the Dev Insight that's going to be happening immediately after this. So not only do we got to learn a lot for SMITE 1, and we got to learn a lot more about SMITE 2 as well. And then as I mentioned, our grand finals, we crown our Season 10 World Champion. And I'm going to go ahead and get some predictions from you guys initially. We'll start over with Isaiah. What are your thoughts on this grand final?
Warriors and
Dragons.
Bro, that's messed up.
I'm going to get it from everybody.
I think Warriors win 3-2.
Ooh, okay.
5-game final.
Yeah.
I'm going, I mean, man, it's hard to root against the crowd, right? Because the crowd was so hyped for that Jade Dragons comeback. I just think that the storyline for the Dragons, you know, that core of Nika and Dardes, you know, Cherio, all those guys getting reverse swept by Paul over and over and over again at Worlds. They conquer that demon, reverse sweeping him in order to get to the finals. Looks like a storybook ending to me. I think I'm going Jade Dragons 3-2.
I mean, the narrative of it is so interesting. I mean, I would be very much so a fan of that if it were to join the tapestry of SMITE worlds, but it's the Oni Warriors, and you speak to the crowd, they're so loud in favor of the Jade Dragons. Guys like Genetics get fueled by that. I swear, he eats booze for breakfast.
Well, like what type?
Like a verbal boo.
Yeah, like BOO''S or like with a Z, you know, like you could have been calling him an alcoholic. You know that Genetics booze for breakfast.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Genetics has a healthy relationship with alcohol, everyone. It's okay.
We have such good artists in the community. Those are so good. Wait, hold on. Can we just zoom back on those signs? Look at that. Tiamat, and that's like a Kukulkan as well?
Yeah, that's sick. And very impressive. You could give me literally months to work on one poster. I wouldn't be able to produce that.
I couldn't trace that if I wanted to.
But hold on, everyone. J-Mac, don't change the subject. You have to give your prediction.
Yes.
So I'm going to stick with my prediction I gave last night because I'm still holding firm to this one. I think this one is going to be the Oni Warriors. I don't think this one goes the full distance. I'm calling a 3-1 for the Oni Warriors. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Oni Warriors can come out and get themselves a 3-0. Can you imagine the storyline that Genetics gets to have? 2 World Championships appearances in a row and 0 losses? He might just be crowned the GOAT for a role like that, for a storyline like that. So there's a lot to look forward to in that grand final matchup.
That would be insane. Like an unprecedented run across sports, esports, everything. Yeah, the ego would be crazy.
I think I saw
we could all say that.
I think I saw a few tweets that say if he wins again, and especially if he goes undefeated again, I'm avoiding his games at all costs. But before we can get to the grand finals, we still have a little bit more to go. The SMITE 2 Dev Insight is going to be coming up in just a few moments, so stick around. We'll be back with that right after this break.